Hi everyone, it's Megan, Stitching Moon, here for Flosstube number 11, and it's January 17th, and this is my first Flosstube of 2022, and I wish it hadn't been so long. I was trying to do it every couple weeks, but here we are. We're doing it. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you everybody. The response to my last video, which was about my 2022 plans, was just amazing. I was not expecting that, so welcome if you're new, and thank you for coming back if you are coming back. So today I just want to do a little update, a little tweak to my plans for 2022, and then whips to show you and some fun stuff at the end. So yeah, let's get going. So if you saw my last video, I talked about my 2022 plans, where I plan to have a full coverage focus piece for the first 3 seasons. So I'm still doing that. I just had to change I was going to do that on the odd days. Now I'm changing it to even days because, okay, well, I was so excited about my plans that I was talking to my husband about my cross-stitching plans for some reason. Yeah, don't do that. Don't tell your significant other about your plans. So, oh, actually, that's a whip that I forgot to bring down. I'll have to go get that. But first I'll finish my thought. So, I showed you in my last video or a couple of videos how I have this big family heirloom tablecloth that's for Christmas. And it's my husband's grandmother, well, great-grandmother was starting it. Started it 20 years ago and never finished it. So she gave it to me when she found out I cross-stitched to finish. So I worked on that in December, and my plan was to just work on that every December. Well, I was saying that to my husband, and he's like, oh, you're not going to work on that like more until you finish it? I'm like, that wasn't the plan. And because it's not my favorite thing to stitch on, to be honest. It's like very big holes. It's using yarn. It's, you know, it's very nice, but it's just not my that fun to work on. So, he's like, oh, you know, I was kind of hoping you could get it done just in case anything happens to my grandma a little bit sooner. And I was like, oh, how can I say no to that? So I had to tweak my plans a little bit. So I've decided every 25th of the month, I'm also going to work on that. So kind of a compromise. But his grandmother's not really that old. She's like in her mid-70s, so I'll be able to get it done. If I do it so that's 12 times during the year, and then every December. It should be fine. So that's a tweak in my plans, but that's about it, I think. Oh, no, another big change that I made. So this I'm very excited about, and I don't know why I didn't think about it, considering, you know, my name is Stitching Moon, but I was watching Michelle Bendy, who talked about doing New Moon, New Start, and she got that from the Coffee Stitcher, who I'd never seen before, but I went to go check that out because I was super intrigued, like New Moon, New Start, that's brilliant. And yeah, I'm going to start doing that. I have enough things now in my stash to start a new one every new moon. So I made a list of all the year's new moons, all the dates, and I'm going to plan on or try to start a new project every new moon. So I think that's super awesome. I'm excited about that. And if you guys are interested, I'll actually put in the description all the dates of when the new moons are. So if you want to join, start along something on the new moons, that would be cool. Yeah. So the next new moon is February 1st, and I want to start 100 Owls from Owl Forest Embroidery. I have the kit, so I'm planning on starting that on February 1st. Yeah, so I think that is all for my plan changes. I have notes here on my awesome little notebook, so yeah. I have a new start. New year, new start. It was close to the new moon, actually. And it is Scorpio by Nora Corbett. It's the Zodiac Girl series. And that's my sun sign, so I decided to start with this one. And this is what it looks like, Scorpio. I'm right in front of a window, so I hope there's not too much glare or washout here, but It's alright. And it's just a start. I only worked on it the one day. And I started kind of in the middle. This is my first Nora Corbett, and yeah, I don't even know which way it goes. I think it goes this way. It's gonna be very hard to see because it's the skin. Yeah, oh, maybe like that. And it's on the called for linen, which is 32 counts French Cafe Mocha linen, I think. I got kind of the kit on 1-2-3 Stitch, and also all the called for flosses. Some of them that were sold out I got from Lakeside Needleworks along with the embellishment pack. So yeah, I'm going to be working on this later today because it came up on my whip wheel. So yeah, I'll get a little bit more progress on that. Yeah, I'm just going to put these away as I go. Alright, okay, next is something you guys haven't seen on here before, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen it there. And it's just the same. My name is Stitching Moon on Instagram. I've been trying to post every day now. That's like my New Year thing. Like every day I work on something, which has been every day, then I'll post my progress for that on Instagram. And so this is like a surprise start, or no, I didn't start it because I found a long lost whip. This is actually my very first counted cross stitch ever. And the kit was from 2002, and I know I was in high school when I started it, so it must have been in that year, either 2002 or 2003, that I actually started it. And that, oh my god, that's 20 years ago. That's insane! So I had just got, like, before that I was always into stamped cross stitches, because that's what I started on, and that was the only thing I did. I was kind of intimidated by the counted cross stitch, but I also never liked the roughness of Ada. I kind of liked doing the softer things on the stamped, and I didn't really know how it would look when it was finished uncounted, but I tried this one as a start. It's kind of small, and it's by Creative Accents, and it's called Good Fortune. So what I had done, I actually did quite a bit. When I pulled it out, I had done all this red background, and then I did just this top of the symbol here. And yeah, so I put this into my whip rotation, because why not? And turns out there's a lot of, there's stitches I have never done in here, like cording and couching, and I've never done either of those, so I'm gonna have to find videos on how to do that, but I'm not there yet. But yeah, I've so far did quite a bit. I finished up in the middle, I did a border, and it's hard to see, but you know, all the Good Fortune signs around here are backstitched, or not all of them are backstitched yet, but most of the top ones, and I have these to backstitch down here. And this is actually going to be the words Good Fortune, and there's only a few cross stitches in it, and the rest is actually going to be backstitched. But it's pretty, it's really pretty as I work on it, and there's even like a gold, I can show you, sort of, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a gold, I don't know if it's blending filament or something, I don't know. But it's a nice pretty gold thread in there that will go somewhere, I don't know. But that's been fun to work on, just blast from the past. Can't believe that was 20 years already. Okay, so next is my temperature tree, and it is from Sarah Stitching Mommy's Etsy shop. A lot of people are doing this, I know. And I've been working on it a little bit every day so far. I've been able to keep up with all the leaves for each day. And I haven't obviously finished the tree, so what I've been doing, I did as much as I could in January, and then every day that I stitch a leaf, I just do one strand on the tree, so I'll be able to finish that before I need to put leaves on it. So there are my leaves. And I've been doing the cold temperature chart. She has like a varied one, a cold climate and a hot climate, so depending on what climate you live in. And I wasn't sure to do if I should do varied or cold. For those of you who don't know, I'm living in Norway, but where we are in Norway, it's actually not very extreme temperatures. It's pretty even because we live right on the water, on the fjord. So that keeps, I guess, like the temperature pretty stable, although it kind of is all over the place when I look at it. But it never gets like, well, like sometimes does, but it doesn't often get like super, super cold. When I lived in New England, where I'm from, like then it can get in the minus temperatures. My mom said this past weekend it was minus like 3 and it felt like minus 25. So it doesn't really get that cold here. And then in the summer though, it doesn't also get that hot. So I think the cold climate will work, but we'll see. I also put in, you'll see like in the leaves there are dots in the middle of some of them, and that I left blank so I can eventually go back and make it white for the days that it snowed. So yeah, we've had a lot of snow days so far, but there's really not much snow on the ground, just like a little tiny like covering, because every time it snowed it would kind of warm up the next day. Like these two were really warm days and it poured. We had like torrential downpours like these 2 days where it's warmer, so all the snow kind of went away. So we'll have snow and then it kind of warms up and it goes away. But yeah, it's cool to like just work on this and see the variations day to day. I didn't know that the temperature varied that much. And what it does, or what I'm doing at least, is the high temperature for that day, so that's what I'm going by. So some days it didn't get colder than that, it was just the high temp for the day. Alright, moving right along is my focus piece for winter. So for January, February, and March, this will be my focus piece where I do it every other day. I work on it. And, oh, actually, I want to show you the finished piece first. I can pull it up. It's called Together, artwork by Jim Warren, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And you probably see, if you do follow me on Instagram, you've seen this like so many times, but that is what the finished piece will look like. And I know it's very glary, sorry about that, but there we go. I am working in the upper left corner and I'm just doing diagonal stitching. So it's hard to see now, and it's hard to hold this too without pushing stuff, but I think, so I'm right about here in the diagonal. So I've got a lot of dark and trees left to go. I feel like I'm just stitching trees all the time. But once I come out of like this part, then it's gonna get like interesting as I'm doing the diagonals. So can't wait to get to that part. I might reach that by the end of the 3 months and I'll have to put it away, but we'll see. So this is where I am at. I don't know if you'll be able to pick up the different colors in this light. From here, yeah, it's really hard to see. Well, you can see a little more like on my Instagram pictures, I think, where you can actually see the outlines of the trees and the different colors in there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see right now. Well, maybe a little bit. But yeah, it's my first Heaven and Earth design, and I'm doing it on 25 count 1/1. And yeah, it's not bad. I'm using my Lowry stand now because this is the project that I injured my neck on when I was just holding it, because I think it was going like this and straining, and it's heavy to hold with all the fabric. So I'm definitely loving the Lowry stand. It's so worth it. It makes it so much better and more enjoyable, and no injuries. So yeah. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say I am at 1.4% on this. Last time, so in January I went from 0.39% to 1.4%. And I did, in total on here, there's 4,351 stitches. So I put in 3,127 stitches so far in January, working on it every other day. So yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. Sometimes I feel like a really slow stitcher. All right, next whip is Kiss for a Snowman. And this is a stitch along with Elissa from Crafting in Colorado, and one of her friends, which I don't think she has a Flosstube, and I don't actually know her name, but I know her Instagram is Stitcher0122, and we're posting our progress, and the hashtag, it's hashtag KissForSnowman2022. So if you are stitching on this, then definitely feel free to join and post your progress. And it is this Dimensions Gold kit, Petite, so it's small. And yeah, I wasn't going to start this, but when Alyssa said they were going to do it, I was like, why not? A nice little winter piece. So I am at, oh, I love his little face, it's so cute. So I'd started in the middle, just doing the face and stuff, and then, you know, I was kind of going here and I just didn't know where to go next with my thread, so I'm like, I'm just gonna work my way up to the corner and then go from there, because that's just easier to like make up my mind as far as where I want to go. So the background is half stitches and all different, there's blends, there's different numbers of threads that you use, so you kind of have to just be on your toes a little bit. But yeah, I didn't, you know, I don't have percentage or anything because it's a kit, not on Pattern Keeper. But yeah, one of them has done the whole girl pretty much, and then the snowman, and it looks so good. So yep, Kiss for Snowman. And this is on 18 count Aida, which is just what it came with in the kit. Pretty much everything, I just do what it calls for and on the called for stuff. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna put the little picture back. Alright, next is a restart. And if you've seen my previous Flosstubes a few times ago, you'll know that I started on the Gulliana sampler. And it was great, it was going really well, I was liking it, and then realized that I did not have enough room because there was something weird with the fabric that I had where in some places it counted as like 14 count and others bigger than that. So anyway, I hadn't got too far, but a big chunk of the corner, and then I was starting the border where I realized, okay, this is not going to fit. So I had to put that away until I got new fabric, which my family brought over from the US, and it's a 16 count, which I've never actually worked on before, so I thought it would be a good chance to experience the 16 count. And I'll show you what it looks like. It is an Etsy, from an Etsy shop, Gulliana Cross Stitch, and it's a sampler, but it's a 2020 sampler, where there's hidden within this things that happened in 2020. So a lot of things around COVID, but also the fires in Australia. I want to say something else, but I'm not sure. And what I'm going to do, I'm not just going to do it in one color, I'm going to do it in two colors, where I have one color for all the hidden things in there, so they won't really be hidden, and then the rest of it will be another color. So I just worked on it one day, and I'm not going to run out of space this time. It is going to fit. And this time I started with the border, but guys, look at this piece of fabric. I can't even get it all in. It's huge. And I'm not going to cut it until I am done, or until at least I do the border. Once I complete the whole border, then okay, I can cut it. But yeah, it's kind of a pain to work with this big, but you know, I'm not running out of space again because I'm not restarting it again. This is actually my third restart on this piece, because originally I was new to samplers and I started it on 28 count 1/1, and then my eyes were killing me, so I abandoned that one. Then I started the one that ended up not fitting. So now, third time will be a charm. And you can see, I'll hold it this way because it's easier. I only did like, yeah, around the border so far, but I did the top part in a reddish color, and that is actually, the reddish is going to be all the hidden things, and the top of this border and the bottom is actually a film strip, because that's going to represent, or that represented, watching more movies and Netflix during lockdown and COVID. And then this is just a regular no hidden thing, so that's a purplish, antique purple. And this design will be actually pretty big, so it'll take up a good amount, but definitely not all of this fabric. So yeah, definitely not going to run out of room this time. I have this in my little Norwegian bag. Okay, next. Oh, I can tell you on the Galliana, I got only 307 stitches so far, and it's at 0.95%. Next is Halloween Quaker, and I stitch on this now every 13th and 31st of the month. Because it's a Halloween piece, obviously. Oh, and I can show you what that looks like, even though I'm sure you've seen it, because it's a very popular one. And it's by Lila or Lila, I don't know which one you pronounce it, I've heard it both ways. Studio. Lila Studio is what I call it. So, oh, reflection again, but that will be the finished piece. I hope to finish it up by next Halloween, and in October, if I need to, I'll work on it a lot more. Oh no! Oh no, that's the back. I thought it was like fraying, but no, that's the back. Okay. So, I am almost halfway. And I'm really, really liking how it's coming out. And I'm seeing more and more things as I stitch it that I didn't notice in the regular pattern. Like when I first stitched this one, I didn't realize they were little pumpkins. They're so cute. And then this one I didn't know was actually candy corn. And from the last time you saw it, I've stitched this little diamond, the boot, the heart, and then this. It's not finished yet. I still have some more on this to go, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think it's like, well, this is going to be a flower, so I think it's like something pushing itself out of the ground, out of the grave. But this one I am stitching on, it's a 32 count, and it didn't actually have a name, but it says Zweigart linen. Yeah, it just had a number, it didn't have a name, so I don't know. And I'm using the DMC conversion for this. It calls for a different kind of thread, but I'm using the DMC conversion that uses some blends, and that's fine. Then I'm at 47.9%, so almost halfway. And obviously I only worked on it one day, but yeah. Last time I was at 43.46% when you saw this. And so actually, no, I worked on it 2 days. That's right. Because I also worked on it on December 31st. So I must, oh yeah, I also finished the ghost. That's what I did last time. And the trick or treat. Yeah. Sorry guys, I don't remember when I last filmed. The trick treat is what I did since you last saw it. But yeah. In total, there's 8,621 stitches on it so far. So, yeah. This is a fun one. And this one, I just keep inside a little, it's actually a laptop bag. It works. Alright. Finally, my last whip already. This is going fast. Children on the Beach. Another full coverage that will eventually be a focus piece in the summer. It is artwork by Mary Cassatt, a painting, and is charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. And this one had it wouldn't normally be like something I'd pick, but it's a sentimental one because this picture was hanging up in our dining room growing up, and the little girl in the front, always they said it looks like me. Now it looks like my daughter, so it's definitely, you know, a sentimental one, and I'm really enjoying working on it. I'm doing also the diagonal starting in the upper left corner over here. So I'm not at the boat or anything yet. I'm just still in the sky, water, and then the rocks are really cool. But the rocks do have some confetti. And the colors are really cool since it's a painting, like a textured painting. I remember it having quite a lot of like texture in it. Okay, get all these threads out of the way. So let's see, I'm at 6.2%. So this one goes a lot faster than the other full coverage I have. It's only about a third of the size, but it looks a lot bigger because I'm doing it on 18 count Ada. So yeah, I really like, it's just like, I don't know, it gives me a good feeling when I work on this. And I've only done it one day, so I've only put in 384 stitches since last time, and it has 6,880 stitches so far. And actually I did get all the rest of the thread I need to finish this. I was getting it in like pieces because there's a ton and I was just kind of doing it as I needed it. But I had some gaps in here that I actually filled out because my family was able to bring over the colors I needed. So now I have it all ready to go. No more gaps. So I'll bring it a little closer for you guys. Yeah. Fun, fun. Alright, that is actually all my whips. I think, what am I at? 20? Oh yeah, this is like one of my shorter ones. But just a couple other things I want to talk about. So, life updates. Yeah, it's finally just in January getting back to a regular schedule. My husband's birthday is January 2nd, so we had that right after the holidays. And yeah, just a busy time from November. If you guys have seen my other video, it was my birthday, but then after that, near Thanksgiving, both me and my daughter got really sick for a while, and then it was like getting ready for Christmas, and my family visited for a couple weeks from the US, and then it was his birthday and New Year's, and it was just a lot. So it's nice to get back to a regular routine and into my stitching plans for the year. This is the most organized I've ever been with stitching, and it's feeling good. I'm also working on new habits for the year, which is fun, which I also talked about in my last video, where I reward myself with different things like a skein of floss or a pattern, and I haven't got them all yet, but I did get some of them, so that's been fun. And also, lately I've been I've had like an itch to work on my own patterns, my own full coverage patterns actually, because I'm just so inspired all the time by like the scenery around me in Norway, where I live. I'll actually try and insert a clip of a video I took just from my balcony. There are some trees we have in the way that are kind of ugly, but just imagine the trees gone, but I'll insert a clip of that here. So just being able to wake up to that every day, and then I'll go for a walk or just down to the store, and it's just like I'm around this like natural beauty everywhere. And so I've been playing around with editing photos, and then yeah, I just think it'd be awesome to make patterns, like full coverage patterns from those. And if you saw my Instagram, I posted like one picture of like an idea of kind of what some of them would look like. There are also some different ones that I have in the city and stuff that are kind of cool and artsy, but yeah, I've been playing around with that, and it's really, really fun. I don't know if I've shown you guys this here, but I did it one time on my Instagram. What's helping me with these patterns is the color card from DMC, where it has the actual threads in it, because on software I've learned, like even the ones you pay for and buy, the colors in the software really do not match up a lot of times to what the actual thread colors are. So you could be like moving around stuff or switching around colors, and it could be totally off if you just go by like what it looks like on the screen. So I just kind of use this as a guide every time I'm looking at something I want to move around or, you know, change. So I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but it's so fun and so handy now that if you want to make patterns. This is so, so handy. But yeah, it's got all the different, I'm not going to go through slowly, you know, it's just all the DMC. But yeah, I don't know, it'll be like a while until I like show them to people, because I want to do some different kinds. Like, you know, I have one that I'm working on now that's like mountains and trees, and then there's other ones that I've been having that's more in the cities here, and I just want to play around with different types and just see what I like and how they come out. So anyway, eventually in the future, I'll show you guys what those are like. Yeah, other than that, my daughter got her first haircut. She's 22 months, and yeah, she was so good. She sat on my lap and listened to her favorite song on my phone, which is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Loves that song. And yeah, it's so cute now. She's got a little short bob. And I can't believe she's almost 2. And that's about it, I guess. Yeah, so I'll hope to see you guys in a couple more weeks, maybe the end of January, early February, when I start my new moon, new start. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.